there, my name is Kelly Hill and I'm owner of Off the Beaten Path, which is located in Forest City, North Carolina. For today, I'm going to do what I call, a bonus video. This is not normally one of my full-length videos like I would normally do, teaching you a stitching project. I'm actually going to teach you how to make a wire bangle bracelet today. Basically, right now here near where I live, bangle bracelets are really big, especially bangles that have charms or beads or whatever dangling down from them. So I decided to make my own version using some aluminum wire. Now the great thing about aluminum wire is it comes in colors, and lots of colors, and you get a lot on a spool. Let me see if it tells me. This is 12 gauge. You get 39 foot on a roll of this, and we sell it for $6.85 a roll. But the good thing about this project is you're only going to need about 22 inches to make a bangle. So I've already cut a piece of red 12 gauge aluminum wire, and again 22 inches is what it takes to make the size bangle that I'm going to make today. Now the other thing you're going to need is a really technical tool called a soup can. Today I'm just going to be using a regular Campbell's tomato soup can. It does not matter what kind you use. This one actually has about a 2.5 inch diameter across the bottom. So I'll hold it up here so you can kind of see. So about 2.5 inches across the bottom is what I've got. I have used a bigger size can, and that works too. It's set for, on most people, it gets a little bit big for what you need. The other thing you're going to need is a pair of round nose pliers, a pair of flat nose pliers, a pair of nylon jaw flat nose pliers. So basically these are exactly like these, but they just have nylon coat on the inside of it, so that way it will not mar your wire. Now the important thing is that if you do not have a pair of these, you can take masking tape, like painter's tape, and wrap it around your pliers, because the biggest thing is if you touch this wire and you press hard, it's going to mar your wire and it's going to take some of the color off, so you don't want that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right in the center of my wire. So let me find it here. So I'm going to measure out 11 inches. I'm also going to be using some charms and such. So I have 11 inches right here. And I'm using my round nose pliers first. And I'm going to come about halfway back on the plier. As you can see, the pliers are really skinny here, and then they get fatter as they go back. So you only want to go about halfway. I'm going to take the wire and I'm going to cross it over the top. So this side is going this way. This piece is going this way, so that when you finish it, it will give you a loop just like that. Now this loop is where we're actually going to hang our charm, and I'm going to show you a green one that I have finished so that you can see. Right here is my loop that we're making right now. Now I'm going to use my technical tool, which I told you is the Campbell soup can, and I'm going to lay my wire right on the soup can. So I've got it laid on here, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap the wire. Let me get it on the white part here so you can kind of see it. I'm going to wrap the wire around. So one piece of wire, just like this, and then the other wraps, so that right now this is what it'll look like. And I don't have it crossed anywhere on the piece. I'm going to take and pull both those wires nice and tight. My wire here that's on top, I'm going to bend it down a little like this. The wire here to the bottom, I'm going to take and I'm going to bend it upward, so that this is what you should have so far. I'm going to slide it off my can. Now, you can either use a pair of pliers to do this, or you can use your hands. I like to use my hands if my pieces are short enough. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the piece, so like my piece right here, and I'm going to come and I'm going to wrap it around the wire. And I'm going to wrap it twice. So that this is what I'll have. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to take it, and I'm just going to wrap the wire around. Now, and you want the same amount of wraps on each side. Now, like I said, when you do this, you can use your pliers, and if you use your pliers, be sure to use the nylon jaw pliers to do this. If your loop is a little sideways, you can grab a hold of it and straighten it up. Now, you can use your regular cutters to cut this. The only problem is when you cut it with a normal pair of cutters, it's going to come to a point. So I like to use my memory wire cutters to do this. Memory wire cutters are going to give you a nice, when you cut it, it's going to give you a nice flat cut, so you don't have to worry about a sharp end on your piece. So I'm going to take my memory wire cutters and I'm going to trim the wire on both sides. So one side and now the other side, and I'm cutting it as close as I can get it, kind of like if you were going to make an earring. And now this is what I've got, and you can see there's a little shard of wire here, and then there's a little piece here. So using my nylon jaw pliers, I'm going to take and grab a hold, and I'm going to press the wire downward so that I don't feel it. Just like almost if you were wrapping an earring or something to that effect. So now I have my finished loop and my finished circle here. So all I have to do is, now it's the fun part. All I have to do is add my dangles or my beads or whatever. So I'm actually, you can use jump rings to do this. I'm actually using chain that comes apart, and this is really, really tough chain. Like, it's hard to get it apart. So I like to use this to add the dangle or the charm to my bracelet, so that way I know that it's not going to come off easy, especially with if you have small children or small grandchildren, because I know Grayson, any charm bracelet that I have, he loves to tug on those charms. So I've got one of my little jump rings or my pieces of chain, and it's open here so that you can see. And I'm going to thread on a bell. This is a bell from Tierra Cast, and I love it because it's double-sided. So I'm going to thread the thing onto my jump ring, and then I'm going to thread it onto the loop. Now, using 2 pairs of pliers, and this is going to be a little tricky because you've got it inside of a bigger loop here, you're going to take and close the loop. You're going to close it just like you opened it. And if it doesn't want to close all the way, you can work on it and make it close, because you don't want your charm to come off just because you didn't get the loop closed. Alright, now, so I have my charm, and I could leave it that way. It's really cute, and I could just leave it that way, but I think I want to add a bead, a little dangle, so I'm going to take my head pin and a little tiny red teardrop, and I'm going to thread the bead, and I'm going to make a loop. I'm going to make a loop exactly like I do for an earring. So using my round nose pliers at the very tip, I grab a hold of the wire, and I bend the wire straight out to a 90-degree angle just like this. I'm going to take and make a loop. Okay, so this is the way that I explain it when I always teach people. This is a pelican head. Here's his head, and here is his beak. His head always has to sit directly above your bead for your loop to look right. So I'm going to put my pliers back in here and bend the wire back so that it looks like I have a loop. I'm going to take and I'm going to thread it into my loop on my wire here. And then I'm going to wrap the wire until it meets the bead. Trim the thread, or I'm sorry, trim the wire, so that now I have a little bead along with my charm. Now you can take and you can wear these together. So if you want to make a bunch of them and wear them together, you can completely and totally do that. So I've got a green one here that has a wreath, a little Christmas wreath with a little green bead, and then this one is a red wire with my Christmas bells and the little red bead, so that when I wear them together, I've got a really cute little set of Christmas beads. Now, I could even take and add one more on there if I wanted to, and it can be something completely different. Like this one says Mom. Like, you know, you can wear them separately, wear them together, whatever you want to do. So it's a really good, inexpensive gift that you can make to give someone, or make for yourself and make a whole bunch of them. And so you've got a bunch of different options to wear, you know, and it's just a really quick project. So I hope you enjoyed this, this really simple project. Just know that you can purchase the aluminum wire on our website, offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com, or on our Etsy page, which is www.etsy, which is etsy.com/shop, SHOP / off the beaded path. We also have some charms and other beads available on there that you can purchase. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you again next time for another fun video. Bye bye.